In the year 2013, Bayern Munich became the first ever German side to win the treble. But 11 years prior to that, Bayer Leverkusen were just 11 days away from achieving that feat. But that season, somehow, someway, Bayer Leverkusen ended the season with 0 trophies. So, welcome to UW Football, and today we will be talking about Bayer Leverkusen, the great team that won nothing. In 1996, Bayer Leverkusen nearly faced a drop. On the last day, they were facing Kaiserslautern, one of the founding members of Bundesliga. That game had really high pedigree, as a team that would have lost that game would have faced a drop. And on that night, Bayer Leverkusen was able to get over the line. They won and in the process relegated Kaiserslautern. This act made them somewhat unpopular in Germany. So in the summer, it was clear for Bayer Leverkusen that it was time for a change. Relegation dogfight is something that Bayer Leverkusen wanted no part of. So they appointed Christoph Daum, who in his first season nearly won the Bundesliga title with them. Yes, Bayer Leverkusen went from being relegation contenders to Bundesliga challengers within 12 months. This change of fortune was down to Ulf Kirsten scoring 22 Bundesliga goals and Robert Kovac pulling the strings from midfield. The following 3 seasons were more or less the same. Bayer Leverkusen would dominate lesser teams, like their 8-2 win over Borussia Mönchengladbach, but they would draw far too many games, and because of this they would never win the Bundesliga title. The 99-2000 season was the first time that Leverkusen found themselves at the top. In the previous years, they were only able to put the pressure on, but this time around, they were actually top, and they got there by beating 1860 Munich. On the final match day, Bayer Leverkusen only needed to draw against a mid-table side. That draw would finally win them the Bundesliga title. But on the night, they choked. Michael Ballack scored an on goal, and then Markus Oberleitner scored the second on the counter. Leverkusen lost only for the second time in the last 15 games, but this loss was a heavy blow for them. In October of 2000, Leverkusen lost their manager. Daum was a suspected drug user, so tests were done on him, and when the results came out positive, Daum had to be let go. Bertie Vogts was then appointed, a guy who had won the Euro 96 with Germany. Bayer Leverkusen believed that Bertie Vogts is going to be the guy that is going to take them over the line. That did not happen. Instead, Leverkusen dropped down and finished 4th. Even though the previous season did not go as planned, in 2001-02 season, big things were expected from Leverkusen. Michael Ballack was now seen as a well-renowned superstar. Ulf Kirsten was still scoring goals freely, and Brazilian defender Lucio had arrived. In November, Bayer Leverkusen went to the top, and that's where they stayed. 5 points lead, a superior goal difference. This meant that Bayer Leverkusen only needed 4 points from their last 3 games to seal the Bundesliga title. Easy work, right? Well, they capitulated once again. They lost to Nurnberg and Werder Bremen, and in the process gifted the Bundesliga title to Borussia Dortmund. Just few days later, they faced Schalke in the DFB Pokal final, and well, they lost that game 4-2. 2 hammer blows within a week, but there was no time to feel sorry for yourselves. They had to play Real Madrid just 4 days later. Unlike the previous weeks, Leverkusen came to fight here. Lucio cancelled out Rauls' opener, but Real Madrid proved to be too strong for them. Zidane scored an incredible volley, and Leverkusen once again finished as runners-up. This game was the end of Bayer Leverkusen's run at the top, a run that saw them win 0 trophies. And since the 01-02 season, Bayer Leverkusen has only finished runners-up once in nearly 20 years. A great side that contained the likes of Michael Ballack, Dimitar Berbatov, Lucio, Zio Roberto and Robert Kovac, but they never were able to cross the line. So yeah, this was the video on Bayer Leverkusen, the great team that won nothing. Like and subscribe and I will see you soon.